She grew up a normal kid. She grew up in sports, always involved with something. Soccer, cheerleading. She went to Catholic school. She played basketball in Catholic school and, just a normal childhood.
There was never any major problems that we knew of. Like, we used to ride our bikes everywhere. We would hang out in the backyard, run around at the middle school.
Once she got in with the wrong crowd.
She started getting in trouble. She started changing her attitude. She was fighting with my mom. She was fighting with us, or we wouldn't see her all day. She would just take off, come back at nighttime. So she just kind of vanished and then would come back at night to go to sleep, basically.
And then things started to spiral a little bit further, when she was around 17 or so.
Her senior year.
It was one thing after another. She was getting into trouble. She was, different things. There was money missing. And then it came to the point where we realized that she was using heroin. I finally took the car away from her. I said, enough of this. I'm not going to have you driving, if you're even intoxicated or whatever,
She wasn't even like herself anymore.
At that point, it was, you're going to rehab. No matter what, you're going to rehab. She went to rehab. There's been so many trips to rehab that it's hard to count. Ridiculous.
When she would get clean, she would apologize for what she did, and she would, I'm never going to do anything like that again, and you would believe that she was sincere, and then it would happen or something else.
When she got pregnant, we thought she was clean, but she was not. I was in the delivery room, and I heard the nurse come in and say to her, when was the last time you took your methadone? I snapped right at the two of them. I said, what do you mean methadone? I said, I thought you were clean. After the baby was born, her little leg was shaking. When she started shaking, I was asking the nurses. I said, is this from, drug use or whatever? And the nurse said, more than likely, yes. Tony had some kind of attack or sickness, whatever. He ended up in the hospital in September. And he signed himself out the next day. He came home, and he ended up 2 days later down in the street. When I went to the hospital, the doctor said that he had an infection that was more likely caused by a dirty needle. Now we're into another tragedy in her life, where she lost this man that she was with for, 3 years, father of her child. At that point, then she went off to rehab again.
When she did get help finally, at the last house, she was doing awesome.
Yeah.
She even requested to stay longer, and we were all really proud of her. It was nice seeing her on weekends sober, having a conversation with your sister, and she's not speaking, rambling on, or slurring her speech or falling asleep on you. It was just nice having your old sister back.
The morning she left rehab, I had gotten a call from them, and they had said, Ashley needs to go to the eye doctor. Will you pay for her contact lenses? Because her insurance would cover glasses. I said, absolutely. I said, just get me the prescription, I'll get it, 2 hours later, I get a phone call back. My daughter left rehab. I said, what? I said, what do you mean she left? He said, oh, she left. I said, with who? With a client that was here. I said, what do you mean with a client? That was it. They said, we can't tell you anything further other than your daughter left.
The last thing I said to her was, I want your daughter to have a mother, not a memory. And then I didn't talk to her.
And then the police had showed up at my sister's door. With News 12, I had seen on there for a couple days, woman's body found center medium, Route 22 in Branchburg. Never in my wildest dreams did I think it was Ashley. Never. And you always have in the back of your mind that thought, that it's going to end this way. You know, for the longest time, every time before she went to rehab, that's what I thought, it was going to end this way. And it finally did. You know, the baby, you know, obviously her daughter Heaven, and just taking care of her. She's progressing well. I don't see anything as far as drug use or anything in her, except that time when she was in the hospital. I guess time will tell, but later on, she may have difficulties, you know, learning disabilities, or, you know, we just don't know at this point. Now when she grows older, we're gonna have to explain to her, you know, what happened to her parents. I mean, kids are resilient. You know, she just knows that everybody loves her, and she knows Nanny and Poppy are here for her, you know, and we're her world, yeah. You know. And she'll look at a picture of her mother and she'll say, Mama, you know, and not only without a mother, but without a father too. Now I have to start all over at the age of 52, you know. I mean, I was looking forward to retirement in, you know, 14 years, 13 years. It's not gonna happen. I've done it before, you know. It's not like this is new to me, but I'm doing it again. So when she gets a little older and she can understand, so she needs to be told the truth. She needs to know, you know, especially that drugs are absolutely terrible, that, you know, she's first class. She's basically a poster child for this drug epidemic.